From the Front Office Wealth Strategy Studio in beautiful Edwardsville, welcome to the Metro East Sports Podcast, talking all things sports in the Metro East, season number 6, show number 36, recorded Monday, November 3rd, 2025. I'm David Leip alongside Kevin Paulo. Good to see you, KP.
Coach, it's always great to see you.
Got a lot. We're going to talk a lot of high school sports here in a second with KP's Corner. We're going to talk about high school football, volleyball playoffs, soccer playoffs, and the sectional for cross country and all those kids who have qualified for state. We're going to run down all the sports that are still going on high school wise in the Metro East in the playoffs. Guest number 2, we're going to talk tennis. 2A tennis stars with some girls that you and I both know quite well. Dia Cannon, Bina Salimi, and Katie Woods.
Awesome year, Coach.
You're excited.
Yes, sir.
Team of the year, 2A team of the year, 2A singles player of the year, 2A doubles player of the year. Guest number 3, I am really looking forward to talking to Dorian Taylor coming back from Venice, and he's bringing Damon Salmond, who is the 7th and 8th grade basketball coach in Venice, because all these good things are happening in Venice. I don't know if you saw the piece with Dr. Hightower. And the
I did see that.
So
a ton of money.
That's Venice. So I want to hear from these guys how they've been impacted by the good stuff that's going on down there and all the good sporting events that are taking place in Venice. Before we get started with these guests, I want to thank partners. Cassens, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Keller Williams Marquis, the Blasting Game Group, Integrity Spine and Joint Center, Front Office, Fiduciary Network, Oakbrook Golf Club, Viviano Heating and Air Conditioning, Play It Again Sports, Edwardsville, and, of course, Dazzling Decor and more. And 3 things that you can do to help this podcast. Number 1, subscribe. It's free, and you love it, and it'll get just dropped right into your Spotify or Apple account, wherever you listen to your podcast every single week. Number 2, please follow us in all of our social media platforms on X, Facebook, and, of course, the Gram. And number 3, if you have a story idea, send me an email at mespdave@gmail.com. And don't forget, you can nominate your favorite team for Integrity Spine and Joint Center Metro East Team of the Month. Could be a park and rec team, could be a middle school team, a high school team. You get to decide. To nominate a team for Team of the Month, send your suggestion to mespdave@gmail.com. Please put Team of the Month in the suggestion line. All right. Time for KP's. It's kind of evolved beyond football corner to KP's high school corner in this case, because we're going to start off with football, but we're going to hit some other sports here too.
Exciting time of the year, Coach.
Okay, and of course, this segment is featured by Dazzling Decor and More, which I had the good fortune to visit, and I would describe it as upscale yet affordable. Something for everybody in there. I saw the great Halloween decor, the cool paintings, the jewelry. I saw a bunch of stained glass and some cool furniture. Cool place. But anyway, you get to your thing.
No, we've got everything that you just mentioned, Coach, and now Christmas is coming upon us just around the corner, and that the high schools are having winter formals. Please bring your families in and receive 30% off all our Christmas decor, jewelry, and accessories. And if you mention KP's Football Corner or Metro Sports podcast, I'd that easy for me to say.
There you go.
30% off.
30% off.
Yep.
Just for saying the Metro East Sports Podcast.
I carry a little clout there, Coach.
If you say it 3 times, you get 90% off?
No, sir, just 30.
Okay. All right, let's talk about the playoff games from last week. Start us off with the games that were on Halloween.
Exciting night. 7A, we had 16th seed, 4-5 Edwardsville, headed up to Chicago to Oaklawn Richards, number 1 seed, who was 8-1. The Tigers took it on the chin, 33-14. Just a tough night, but we figured that going on. Our defense was a little depleted, and our quarterback was out, so just a little tough row.
A quarterback and the top 2 running backs all had season-ending knee injuries for the Tigers going into this game. So game effort by the Tigers. Respect Coach Pickering and the job he and his crew did. Came up a little bit short. And then we had the shocker of the weekend, probably.
We had Waterloo 6-3 at Mount Zion on the road 8-1. Mount Zion has beaten a few teams in our top 10,
including our number 1 ranked in 1A team, Central.
Bree Central, yes, sir. And Waterloo hung on, battled, and won the game 14-13, which is amazing. I mean, I just can't say enough.
Game of the week, upset of the week, in my opinion, first round of the playoffs for Metro East teams, Waterloo over Mount Zion.
Who would have thunk it?
Not the IHSA, not by their seeds,
nope,
right?
Not at all.
They didn't see it coming, but
did not see it.
Okay.
We jump on to Saturday, November 1st. 8A, Belleville East, 7-2. Took off to Chicago to West Aurora, 7-2. Kind of a mid-range, both good records, 7-2. Thought that would be a good battle, and it was a high-scoring battle. Belleville East came out on top, 48-34.
Congratulations to Coach Harrison getting the Lancers through to the second round. That's a big deal.
That's just it was great for Belleville East, and we'll talk about their next round matchup is going to be a tough one.
Yep.
So, jumping down 6A, Plainfield East came to East St. Louis. Plainfield East was 6-3. East St. Louis was 5-3, and it was not much of a game.
63-7. Okay.
What can you say
against the number 8 seeded Flyers?
Yeah, what can you say? Not much.
Going on 5A?
5A will go. Mascoutah 6-3. Went to Bloomington, who was 6-3, and they got outmatched 57-26. Another interesting matchup we had in 5A, we had Highland 6-3, Freeburg 8-1. Freeburg wins 46-36 with a high-scoring match, which sounded, it was a good battle. 4A, Cahokia 7-2 at Centralia. They played early in the year. Cahokia won 40-8. They come out on top 44-22, didn't miss a beat. We go another 4A matchup. We have Columbia 6-3 at Bree Central. Bree Central was 8-1. Columbia lost early in the year 41-6. 48-15, took it on the chin again. So Bree Central's just showing their power. Last on and not least, we had Alton Marquette 4A, 5-4. Carterville 9-0. They lost 42-14. Jumping down to 3A, an interesting game we thought would be interesting. It ended up not being. Roxana 6-3, West Frankfort 6-3. Roxana comes out on top 55-26. Another kind of tricky team that's been in the area that we've had Greenville. Olympia was 6-3, traveled to Greenville 6-3. Greenville comes out on top 35-22. And I know, Coach, you like this. When we jump down to
Westland
2A, they had a tough match. They were 5-4, had to go up against Johnson City, who was 9-0. Lost 36-25. So it was quite a good battle from what it appears.
Westland was in our top 10 at the end of the year, but they were a team that was kind of tough to predict. But they played some really good teams close, had some good close losses. I think their schedule is tough, and they're playoff ready.
They snuck up on us, absolutely. We go to 1A, Calhoun Brussels. It finished the season.
Come on. Give it up for the Warriors.
Absolutely.
Oh, the Indians.
The Indians.
I got to look it up.
You
Coach.
Keep going. I'll keep going. 9-0 at Villa Grove. Not much of a game. Villa Grove was 5-4. Calhoun Brussels 48-6, big winner. Just ran all over them. We go to the next 1A game. Dupo, who was my pick to go undefeated, got beat second last game of the year. They played Salt Fork 5-4. Dupo won 28-7. Next 1A battle, and this Carrollton came up late on our radar screen. They were 6-3. They played Oakwood 7-2. Carrollton came out with a big win, 36-7. I think Carrollton's going to surprise some people as we move ahead.
Warriors?
Okay.
Warriors. Calhoun Warriors.
Undefeated.
They're a force.
Next, we go to 1A. Athens 6-3 at Brown County 7-2. Brown County 42-zip spanking of Athens, which was kind of what we thought.
Brown County's tough. Carrollton's tough. Both teams moving on. All right. Dupo crushed it again this week. Let's talk about some of the outstanding individual performances, KP.
Well, the interesting thing is we keep kind of hearing the same guys week in and week out. Cahokia's Malik Manzoon. He had 8 tackles, 4 assists, and I probably butchered his name, and I apologize if I did.
I just like how you manage to say it a different way every week.
Well, every time I look at it, it looks different.
I'm going to say Malik Mazin.
I like that. Mazin.
Mazian.
Next week I'll
Could
say
be Mazian. Mazyun. That's
Mazian. Let's
Mazian.
go with that.
Yeah.
And please, if anybody knows how to pronounce it, please write in
Yeah.
and let us know. A new guy on the list, Cahokia's running back Mekhi Henderson, 26 carries, 139 yards, 3 TDs in their win over Centralia. Kind of a newcomer. He was early on in the season. Roxana's quarterback, Cohen Dungan. I had that right, Coach.
Could be.
But check this out. 6 for 9, 126 yards, and 4 TDs.
So he throws the ball 9 times. He throws 4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns. Amazing.
Huh. Okay.
Amazing. But then you have the workhorse. Next is Roxana's running back, Mekhi Shorter, 10 carries, 102 yards, 1 TD. So between those two, they had the entire Roxana's offense. Dropping down, Dupo's Deegan Prater threw for 3 TDs. He seems to be doing just yeoman work week in and week out, and he also plays on the defensive side, and we'll touch base on that a little later. A new guy to our list, Calhoun Brussels running back, Jacob Brannon.
No, we
We'll hit him early on.
Yeah, we talked about him earlier.
Yeah, early on.
Yeah.
He had 13 carries for 177 yards and 4 TDs in their big win. That's big.
Unreal.
Yep. We added Freeburg's quarterback, Joe Carmack, 10 for 13, 200 yards, 2 TDs. He also had 10 carries. Check this out, for 193 yards and 2 TDs. Total of 393 yards of offense, totaling 4 TDs. That's a big night.
That's a big night. Huh.
Absolutely.
Big win, big night for that kid. All right. This week, round 2. Here we go, baby. Number 8, East St. Louis at the number 1 seed, Glenwood High School, in Chatham, just south of Springfield. Chatham undefeated, 10-0, East Side 7-3 after this week's win, or are they 6-3 now? Did they?
No, 7. Yeah, it should be 10. Yeah, there should be 7.
Or did they have a bye week?
No, I'm sorry, they had a bye week.
So they're
it's
6-3.
6-3.
Legit 6-3.
Yes.
East St. Louis seeded 8th.
2 football powerhouses.
I'll say it. Does Chatham have a chance? Even though they're the number 1 seed, I think most people think East St. Louis is going to do what East St. Louis does. What do you think?
I think Chatham has to score early and quickly, and they have to hold the force going into halftime.
You made a prediction once that Edwardsville would beat East St. Louis, and then you wound up on everybody else's social media.
Yeah, I got
You're
killed.
not going.
I'm not going on this limb.
Everybody should once. Okay, Belleville East at Mount Carmel, not the Southern Illinois Mount Carmel, but Chicago Mount Carmel. And I've got a source, a Chicago area football coach, who told me, quote, there is Mount Carmel and then there's everybody else. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm rooting for Coach Michael Harrison Jr. and the Belleville East Lancers because this is the Metro Esports podcast. No disrespect to Mount Carmel.
Coach, if you're 10-0 in the Chicago area,
okay,
you're
pretty
the thing.
Good. Belleville East, the Lancers are going to have their work cut out for them. Yep. Jacksonville, the number 16 seed at Cahokia, a number 9 seed, and Jacksonville defeated the number 1 seed only in the first round.
My Comanche's got it.
Okay. I think you might be right. If you're Jacksonville and you've already beaten the number 1 seed, are you going to be like, hey, we're satisfied? Is this going to be a letdown spot for them? We're going to find out. St. Joseph's Ogden at Roxana. Roxana rolls and rolls and rolls. Coach DeVries has those kids. Coach Wade DeVries has those kids in shell country believing, playing the right offense, throwing situationally with success is what they're doing.
And you know what's scary, Coach, about Roxana?
They're good.
And they're young.
Freeburg 9-1 at Breeze Central. Freeburg's only loss 49-0 earlier to Central. Freeburg's ready. Freeburg's not going to be afraid, are they? Is that game going to be in the back of their mind? We're going to find out. Central still our number 1 ranked small school. Waterloo, after their huge win against Mount Zion at Rochester, also 9-1. Greenfield, as we mentioned earlier, at Calhoun, Brussels, taking on the Warriors. Can the Warriors continue their dream season? Let's find out. Brown City, another great team in that conference, just lost to Calhoun a couple weeks ago, 8-2 at Camp Point.
That's going to be a game.
Which is undefeated, 10-0. And Carrollton 7-3 at Dupo 9-1, and that is going to be a good contest, in my opinion. Dupo is good. Obviously, they were nearly undefeated this year, but Carrollton is going to be ready for them. They've got playoff experience. That's a program. That's a team that every single year makes a deep run in the playoffs, has good players. That'll be fun to watch. Okay, and the games that you are most interested in, the ones that you've got circled, the ones that you care the most about, go ahead.
East St. Louis at Chatham. Chatham undefeated. I'm not going on a limb, but I'm pressing. And then I've got Freeburg at Breeze Central only because I'm hoping Freeburg can taste that defeat and come back and change the game plan and try to stop Breeze Central a little bit. They need all the luck of the Irish, Coach.
And we've got 4 undefeated teams according to your incredible research, and who are they?
We have Camp Point, Vandalia, Calhoun, Brussels, and Chicago, Mount Carmel.
All right. Before you get to a few players of the year, actually, why don't you start us off? Give us a few players of the year, people that are on your radar, and listeners. If you have a candidate, if you have a nominee for player of the year, let us know who you're thinking about, who we ought to keep our eye on. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, Coach, before we start on, I want to mention that a lot of the teams, and especially the bigger schools, it seemed like a lot of those teams, their plays were spread throughout the offensive or defensive end or defensive side of the ball that just nobody really stood out.
Okay.
So when I got to my list, Cahokia is Malik. Go ahead, Coach.
Mazian.
He had tackles. He had 93 tackles, 18 assists, and he led the Metro East area. Okay, the entire Metro East area.
It's going to be Maziun. Who knows?
Okay.
So the kid's tackling more than it, making more plays on defense than anybody else.
Everybody else.
Keep going.
Then we go Dupo's Deacon Prater. He had 28 TDs, 9 two-point conversions. On the defensive side, he had 9 interceptions. Was 119 for 197 and 2158 in yards, total yards. That's just a hell of a year, Coach. I mean, he's carried the Dupo's Tigers. We go next to Roxanne's Mackay Shorter. We talked about earlier, 92 carries, 1,235 yards, 13. This is a unique number, 13.4 yards per carry. That ranked in some of the highest in the Metro East area with 14 TDs. Coach's favorite, Waterloo's Derez Sales, 187 for 1,170 yards, 6.3 per carry, and 18 TDs. And then kind of the secret killer coming in is Calhoun Brussels undefeated team, Jacob Brannon, running back, 144 carries for 1,021 yards, 7.1, 23 TDs, and he had 5 100-yard games.
He's a stud. All right. Lots of good football coming up this week and week number 2. Good luck to all the Metro East teams. Did you hear about the big fiasco?
I'm not sure.
The 5 down play in Southern Illinois.
I did. I just heard that late this afternoon.
Good luck to all the Metro East teams, and good luck to all the referees this weekend, too.
They need it.
It is becoming wintertime in the Metro East, but no matter what the temperature is, whether it's hot or cold, Viviano Heating and Air Conditioning has your emergency calls and maintenance services covered. Viviano is a family-owned and operated company proudly serving the Metro East for over 30 years. Viviano provides quality heating and cooling services, including repairs, installation, and maintenance. Looking for a new furnace or AC unit? Need emergency service or maintenance? What are you waiting for? Call to schedule a service appointment with Viviano today at 618-345-7498 or visit them online at vivianoair.com. And you and your kids may never outgrow your favorite sports, but you may outgrow your equipment. Your locally owned Play It Again Sports provides an easy way to sell your quality used sports and fitness gear and get paid on the spot or trade up for what you need right now. Not only will you save with affordable used gear, but they also supply the latest new equipment and accessories from the most popular brands. I talked to Edwardsville store owner Dan Bryan-Yieldson recently, and he said they're paying top dollar for everything, exercise equipment, and it is your center for all things ice hockey, including blade sharpening, sticks, helmets, all the equipment. Go see Dan and tell him I sent you. All right. Let's talk a little bit of soccer. Catch us up on the soccer news, soccer playoffs going on.
Well, we'll talk about the K-Hawks. The K-Hawks beat my Tigers to get into the next round. K-Hawks lost 2-1 to Normal Community. Next on the venue was Columbia, won 2-0 over Father McGivney. Columbia plays Rochester in the next round. Althoff, number 1, beat Glenwood. Althoff will play Washington, number 2, in the next round.
And that's it. That's left for
That's it.
For the Metro East in terms of soccer. I thought it was unusual that Althoff beat Triad 6-0.
6-0.
I saw that. I was shocked by that. Triad has been kind of the big brother around here for a while, and that was a pretty shocking result. Okay, let's talk about cross country. In cross country, in 1A, the top 6 teams advance. And in 1A for the boys, congratulations to Metro East Lutheran, which was the highest finishing Metro East team. They finished 3rd. Their whole team advances. Excuse me. Roxana finished 4th. They advance. And finishing 6th, give it up for my man Joe Shannon, first-year coach at Father McGivney, and they also qualified in 1A. For 1A girls, Althoff finished 2nd. Their team advances. Roxana again, so Roxana advances boys and girls. Kudos to them. And that was it for the Metro East in terms of teams. Now, individuals also qualified, and we'll do a deep dive more on them after the state tournament. In 2A, 7 teams advance. And in 2A, the only local team was Highland, and they finished 7th. So congratulations to Highland boys. They finished 7th. In 2A girls, 6th place, Highland qualifies. That was the only 2A team that qualified. In 3A, Edwardsville finished 5th. Their boys qualify. And unfortunately, O'Fallon finished 8th, so they finished 1 spot out of it. Edwardsville was the only 3A boys team which qualified their entire team. In 3A girls, Edwardsville finished 4th, qualified their entire team. Congratulations to O'Fallon. They finished 6th, qualified their entire team. So Coach Burnett, and Coach James at Cross Country O'Fallon, congrats to them. And Coach Patrolak got both teams through from Edwardsville. So Roxana got boys and girls through, Edwardsville got boys and girls through, and Highland got boys and girls entire teams through. So congratulations to those programs and all the individuals, and we'll get to them more later. In volleyball, what's coming up in 1A playoffs, KP?
1A, you've got number 5, Waterloo-Jabot play versus Oakville.
In 2A, you got Quincy Notre Dame versus Staunton. Number 1 seed, Columbia. They're going to be tough out in 2A. They are playing Effingham. And number 4 seed in 2A, Nashville, is taking on Althoff. Sorry, you should have done 2A.
That's all right.
I didn't mean to talk over you there.
You got it, Coach. You got 3A.
In
4A.
3A, talk about bullies on the block for every year. It's kind of been modern day. Modern day taking on Taylorville in the sectional semifinals. And on the other half of that draw, it's Glenwood versus Mascoutah. Metro East fans would love to see a modern day versus Mascoutah matchup or rematch up with 2 of the top teams in any division in the Metro East. That'll be a fun one to keep an eye on.
Coach, is modern day never not in the playoffs?
For volleyball?
Volleyball.
Well, they were in there, but do they ever not go deep? Yeah, and they're playing 3A, so they've got quite a success factor there to bump them up to 3A. And in 4A, tomorrow night, it's Edwardsville versus Belleville East at O'Fallon High School, and the winner will play in the sectional final game against the winner of Manuka versus Normal. So lots going on in the Metro East. Lots of football. Cross-country state is this weekend. Volleyball playoffs are raging, and we have a few teams still left in the soccer. Tennis and golf are finished, but it's fun times in the Metro East, and the weather's been beautiful too, which I think makes it kind of fun.
Got basketball coming up next, Coach.
Basketball coming right around the corner. All right, KP, you going to stick around as we talk EHS girls tennis next?
Absolutely. I will be here.
All right. EHS girls tennis up next.